We're all very concerned about the cutting of trees, but more people need more trees for cooking, heating and building. Without plants, the land becomes bare and no animals can live. How do we grow more plants faster than we can use them so life can continue on our lovely planet? Everyone needs to agree, first of all, that what actions kill and what actions regenerate natural resources. What I know is that permanently covered soils ensure that fertility and water are abundant to grow plants and animals. Here are a few ideas on how to grow more forest. You can see that most of the leaves of the trees, the plants, the bushes, the grass, everything has been burnt off. So there's very little growth in this forest right now. And it will remain like this until the rain comes. Well into the rains, it won't recover quickly, because a lot of energy from the roots has to be used up to put new leaves and to regrow this area. In the meantime, a lot of the moisture has been dried out in the soil from the burning, and every day now the sun is going to hit this soil directly and dry it out. So we're losing moisture, we're losing growth, we're losing everything in this forest. You can see the fires even affected high up in the tree. You can see that tree there has been burnt right up at the top. So it won't die, it's quite resistant to fire, it's used, but it also won't grow quick. But you can also see something else here, which is the trees which were cut, they shoot. This is a tree which was cut some time back. You can see the stump in there, it was maybe used for firewood or charcoal, and it's got a lot of shoots now. Now this thing has grown back into like a bush. It used to be quite a big tree in the middle. You can see the stump. Now it's got a lot of small shoots. Now what I'm saying is that if we remove those shoots, we have some firewood, and we leave the strongest one in the middle, it will start getting all the energy and start growing up quickly, so that we get our tree looking like a tree and it will grow like a tree fast. And in that way we don't need to really plant trees here, because all the mix of species is already here. We just need to take care of them a little bit better, stop the fires, stop the overgrazing. While they're young like this, the goats tend to come and eat all these leaves, and it stops the growth. And also just to do some pruning, and as we prune we can get firewood for our use. We don't have to stop people cutting here, we just have to change the way they cut. Okay, so this little piece of forest across the road from there hasn't been burnt this year. It escaped the fire somehow, and you can see there's a lot of vegetation here. All the deep-rooted plants are still growing. The grass has died off, and slowly it's being eaten by ants, by termites, and going back into the soil. And whatever's not going in the soil has been mulched. There's a nice mulch on the soil here, and it's protecting moisture, but it's also ready for the rain. If it rains now, the water won't rush away. It will be held by the grass and it will go into the soil. So it really affects infiltration. But you can see all the trees are growing nicely here, and most of a few of them have lost the leaves, but that's just normal. They'll get new leaves in a few weeks. So it's a very big difference when we put fire. And if we manage this forest nicely, and maybe we just harvested branches instead of the whole tree, we take prunings for firewood, we can still harvest this forest, and then it will still remain healthy, and we'll still find mushrooms, delele, fruits all the year round. We'll be getting medicines, we'll be getting insects from here. You can hear the insects. It's full of life, and it's just really fire and a bit of pruning. Yeah, to me this is an example of a good, well-managed tree. Traditional common sense. This tree was obviously cut somewhere up there at one point, and it started making a lot of shoots, but you know, some of the branches have been cut off and used, and then later on this part was cut down here, and that started shooting, and again people have used the tree very sensibly. They've cut off the branches that they can without affecting the main stem of the tree, so you can keep on harvesting the same tree for years and years. Of course I would like to see some herds of animals through here, just to push down whatever grass is still standing, to eat some of this. There's still some green shoots here. As they eat it, it will stimulate these perennial grasses to grow again. There'll just be more moisture, and the stimulation of a herd of animals would just stimulate all these plants to even grow faster. And I just want to show you under the zesco, you'll still see there's a lot of trees growing. We don't need to plant trees here. Most of the trees are still here trying to grow. We need to manage this area. Some of these trees have got too many shoots. If we remove a lot of these shoots and we maybe leave one on the old stump in the middle, and then all that energy will be concentrated there, this tree will grow back very quickly. There's no need to plant trees mostly. Here in between, maybe some of the ones that get damaged by fire, regular fire, have disappeared, they've died. So it depends on each area, but mostly when we cut for charcoal or opening a field for slash and burn, we find that the trees don't die, they just need to be regenerated from the root. So here we've got a, reasonable forest, some fruits, other trees, and it's not very productive. There's not a lot of grass. Maona ntaka?
Kado.
Eh?
Kado.
Kuripe. Ni one vitu. Kuripe vokuja hapo. Kuripe mauzo. Ntaka ni olimba. Manzi ngangena bwanja. Kuripe zaenda chabe kumsinja hapo. Straight. Kuripe mauzo. Kuti viveto ibwera. Mendo iliononga chitini. Iononga. Na kushanga mauzo. Tumbeo tungono yo. Ishangewa. Vivunake viveto vambiri kuno. So that at least next year nyamuka. Mauzo yamba paka so. And we cut these trees. Everybody says we shouldn't cut trees. Well, maybe, but there's no animals that can reach those trees. There's nothing that can use these trees to make money. If you cut the trees, not completely kill them, just cut them down, let them regrow, suddenly you've got a lot of browse. Got a lot of food here for animals, they can reach it, and the trees regrow. Guess this was cleared for a farm for cropping, but now there's a lot of grass. There's a lot more light that's coming down. There's a lot more stuff that animals can eat. There's a lot of grass germinating because there are animals coming in here to eat. So they're planting the little seeds. So forest is one thing, but if we cut the forest and let it regrow, then it's giving a lot of food for our animals. And as the more animals come in here, they plant a lot more seeds. The seeds are all in the ground. All you need is a few hooves to plant them and get them going. And you can have a lot of grass here, more and more grass, the more and more animals come in here. In the meantime, before the grass comes, they can feed on this stuff, on the trees that are growing back. So I'm not convinced those tall forests are useful for that much. These trees are still growing, they're still bringing nutrients from deep, they're still performing like a tree. You can leave a few trees, but I would say if it was my land, I'd cut the forest, the old forest. Mature forest is not growing very much. It's not letting anything else grow either. But you get it down to this level, then you've got a lot of food for your animals, and you've got a lot of
chance of growing grass because there's more light coming in.